Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, looks like this is working. Welcome to the first attempt at a live Q&A for the Clan Arcona report. Oh. This is Sheba. This is the clan dog. A mini Scythrall, if you will. She goes rawr. She goes rawr. Rawr, 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 rawr. Okay, so the first question apparently is from Mark, and I should have seen this one coming. Hello, Junos. That's not really a question, though. Yeah, that's not really a question. That's kind of a statement and a fact of obviousness. So, yeah. I can mark that as spam? Cool. I should mark it as spam. The question was, how old is Sheba? And Sheba, my dog, my real-life Scythrall, is about 10 years old. We don't really know how exactly old she is, but she's a rescue, so we got her, and she has some tendencies of an older dog, like she's losing a little bit of her vision-ish, and she has some like arthritis problems in her hip. But otherwise, she's running around and prancing and jumping over things and being all cute. So he asks, "Who told you to buy that awful shirt?" And I'm gonna have to say that it's not awful, awesome, and I'm totally pulling it off. And I think we can blame Kat and Addie for that, because they both said it was a good idea, so I did it. Thank you, Legs. Scar asks, when will the character sheet be updated with the new species like Kalish? That's actually a good question. All species are typically handled through the submission form. Members are allowed to, submit a race, put down the primary attributes of the race itself, and then me and the team on the voice staff will go through and figure out what the species feat would be. And we're also working on a complete singular page that has all the different feats and quirks of each race, like regeneration and stuff like that, and how to make it work with the system. The problem with a lot of that is trying to keep balance. So you take a race like Shido, which can shapeshift, and it's like, okay, well, if I have a character that can turn into a Wookiee at will, all of a sudden they get Wookiee strength, and if I want them to be really small, I can change them into a Nagri, and they can be like stealthy and sneaky and small. That's not really fair, even though that's how it works in the canon. So it's all about creating a system of balances, checks and balances within the races and species. As for the Kalish, specifically, no one had submitted it, and I had completely forgotten that we had at least 2 members that were playing it. I will today sit down, look at the race, and probably add that, as well as a few others that are probably missing. It's a pretty much open source type thing, though, so if you guys see a race that's not on the character sheets, you have to let us know. Give us some, if you want to help, give us some, points for that, and, we'll work on getting it done. And next question is from Chrissy, aka Zaf. When do you plan to shave? I'm gonna do a little landscaping, but nothing getting the full beard going away. I'm sorry, that's just how it rolls. But yeah, no, the beard stays. Sorry, I look like I'm 5 years old when I take away my beard, and we all know that beards are cool. But yeah, I'm gonna do some, tighten it up a little bit, and also probably need a haircut. But oh well, YOLO swag. Next question is again from Chrissy. What do you think will be happening with the new ACC as it develops? My hope is that it gets a much bigger widespread adaptation throughout the Brotherhood. I think that's what Saren and Muz's entire big push was, that we were going to try and make the ACC not as niche, not as like 5 people are doing it outside of wars and stuff. So my hope also as part of that team and someone who's worked on that project for over a year now with the new CSs in tandem, is that it'll be widely accepted that people are going to see that the prejudices that might have been in the older system. We did a lot of work of working from the ground up. We did a lot of addressing what didn't work and what does work, and we're still growing. We're still going to be evolving with it, and taking user feedback and learning as we go. But ultimately, I kind of see the ACC developing into a really unique part of our club that can be a selling point in terms of bringing people in. When I originally got here, Dash convinced me to come because he was like, hey, we have something like the arena here where you can fight as a Jedi instead and duel with each other. And I was like, hell yeah. And that was what originally got me here, was the ACC and the concept of being able to go one-on-one with someone and write a battle. So there's still, the beta tournament went really well, I think. We learned a lot. We experimented with a bunch of things. I personally experimented with a bunch of things. And yeah, so I hope it keeps developing. I hope that more people are just, like with everything, you have to keep an open mind. This is something to do with anything in the DB that is new or something that we come up with. Don't be so quick to just completely dismiss something just because 2 years ago you lost an ACC match. Have an open mind, work with us, we'll answer questions, and ultimately Mav, who's working his ass off, Saren, me, the whole voice staff, we want to create something that you guys enjoy and that we are proud of, putting out. So just keep giving feedback and just do it. The participation is what runs our club. So if you guys are participating, we can keep doing new and cool things to help make the club better and more fun for you guys. Next question goes from the great philosopher Luke McGuire, who I think also doubles as Ligori. To paraphrase an old paradox, would you rather be a chicken or an egg? Well, many philosophers have debated this for years, including the great Santiago, foremost of the philosophers. But I think the way I'd have to do it is I'd have to be the egg, because an egg, if you put it in your palm, you can't crush it because of the spherical nature. And it's also white. Not racist, honestly. And I don't know if I really want to be a chicken. Although chickens can live with their heads cut off, and there was an example of a chicken living for like 6 months without its head. So, true story. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. But I think humans get 15 seconds after you're decapitated. And I don't know if that applies to a lightsaber cut either. I think that's like a sword or something. Or a guillotine. A guillotine, however you pronounce it. And I knew this one was coming too, and the answer is no. To everyone else asking this, including Abby, aka Addie, no. You're not getting Miss Scissor's number. Not happening. Sorry. Next question. You can't, this next question comes from Invictus. You can't even crush an egg. Some Dark Jedi you are. Well, Mr. Logic over here forgets that, that would be cheating, if I'm going to use the Force. So when we're talking about the laws of, nature, that if something is spherical and you're putting pressure on it equally from all sides, you can't crack it. So I was trying to make an analogy that you can throw 50 things at me from all different directions and I'll be able to like shield them off. But then, of course, if you take a sledgehammer, bash my arm in, I'm gonna crack. I mean, that's just how it works. No amount of money or bribery will get you my sister's number. Go away, Addie. On a less serious note, what's the #1 internal Arcona event that you're looking forward to? Competition, project? I think the thing I'm most excited about right now is we have a lot of cool stuff that Lex and I have been brainstorming and working on. Probably the most exciting is the Shadesworn rewrite. The Shadesworn are basically the name that has been given to Arconans by the mundanes that work in our military. Unlike other units that use slaves or something to fill their army, the loyalty of the Arconan military is to the fact that they swear sovereign to an allegiance to the Shadesworn, who are their force-using, masters, so to speak. They respect us and they fear us at the same time. So playing on that concept, we were asked, in a discussion, where do our Dark Jedi, in all these wars and stuff, how do we relate to our, mundane, non-force sensitive troops? And one of the big questions was, does like a captain in the military have say over like a Dark Jedi Knight? And the answer comes in the form of the Shadesworn ranks that we went through, rewrote. You're going to see a lot of how the different tiers are based on contributions to Arcona, contributions to the club, your work ethic, getting things done, doing tasks, doing things that help, better the clan will get you up into those ranks. And you'll notice people in the upper tier are the one that have been in the clan, who have been participating, doing all the events, competing at a high level. So hopefully the goal for that is to kind of give you guys more of an incentive to, we keep throwing all this stuff at you. Let's go do the Darker Side. Go do 5 out of 5 events, and it's, we keep throwing all this stuff at you for the past year, and it's like, well, why? Yeah, you get a shiny here, and, sometimes a promotion out of it, but this is more of a part of your Arconan identity. We want to really kind of touch more on that and build that so that we're having more of a sense of, this is my place within the grand structure of Arcona. Aside from your Brotherhood rank. Your Brotherhood rank is your Brotherhood rank. The Shadesworn rank will be kind of just a snapshot of the work you put in. And that's probably what I'm most excited about. We're also going to be doing what's called Fade Proposal. And the Fade Proposal, you'll see a little bit about, is going to focus on rewards for recruiting and bringing people into Arcona and training them up to Dark Jedi Knight. There is, Brotherhood recognition in the Scroll of the Master, but this is going to be more in-character type stuff that we can kind of throw that don't offset the balance. So I think that's going to be really cool. I think you guys are going to dig that if, once we get that run up. And I'll have more about these projects once the report launches on Sunday. Next question. Just for me, what does the fox say? Well, it depends on who you ask and where you're asking it, but I'd have to say, Sheba, what does the fox say? She's kind of preoccupied chewing on her bone right now, so she doesn't really care. But I would say hati 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 ho, or ring ding 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 ding. Next question comes from Adam Bolera, submitted by Vic, but thank you. With the April Fool's trick of the anti-credits finally wearing off, is there any new information on possessions? I'm gonna do what I like to call, have you met Moose? And bounce that question up to the higher authorities. While I'm Consul, and I do a lot of work with the character sheets and the ACC, I am not part of the Possessions project, so I honestly know as much as you guys do. Keep checking, the Grandmaster reports. He tends to drop hints here and there about, you know, what's coming, what's new. I know there's a lot of progress. I know there's a lot of work on it, and I know that it's going to be freaking awesome when it launches. But that's about, I'm with you guys on that one. Also, for the record, on record, anti-credits would be probably the worst thing this club could ever do. Which, thankfully, it was James being funny, but yeah, that would pretty much ruin the entire point of a club. Trying to get the slackers to what is Shiva doing in the background? That's a very good question. Shiva, what are you doing, puppy? You look incriminating. What are you doing? Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. She's chewing on her bone. So she really doesn't give a shit that she's on camera, and she doesn't care. Oh, what's up? Want to say hi to people? Did you hear what we were talking about, you? Yum, yum. Is this Twitter comp you're doing going to be an IC thing from Mark? I actually don't really know the exact details of the comp yet. I kind of had a vague outline when I came home from work when I got an idea of something we can do. I created a Marek Twitter account and decided to kind of use it as an in-character way, and there's a potential to break the fourth wall a little bit, but I figured it'd be fun to have a way of expressing in-character stuff. It's something we experiment with. Maybe, my hope being that if people see us having these characters, we can start showing off these commissions and these character sheets and stuff like that show aspects of our club. People can, jump in on those hashtags or see our tweets back and forth, and maybe that'll help bring in a new member. That's honestly the hope, is that if we make our presence bigger and well-known on the internet, we're going to get more members. More members means more fun stuff and, more new friends, which that's all, this is all about that. I also think that those who don't use Twitter, or never have or have shied away from it, it is a pretty good real-world skill to have. There are jobs that revolve around it. There are, it's something you can add to your resume saying that you're familiar with how Twitter works and all the different intricacies. And a lot of the club stuff we do in the club does help outside the club. So, I can actually put Photoshop on my resume because of doing all the little graphics that the little graphics competitions, and I've learned from, pushing buttons and randomly looking up tutorials how to do some basic Photoshop, and now I have that on my resume. So, same thing with writing, same thing with gaming. Well, not as much gaming. Stu could probably figure out a way to make a living out of gaming. I don't know. But, it's just another thing we can do, another thing we can try. My whole entire method has always been, let's try things, let's try new things. And if it doesn't work, we don't do it. If it works, we jump on it. So, this question comes from Abby, and I think this actually doesn't involve my sister. Okay. I hear Vic and Legs want to see a New Yorker twerk. Will you indulge them? I hate you guys so much. I can't, but I mean, this is the best you're gonna get. I don't have, that type of control over my butt muscles. I'm sorry. I do have a newfound respect for people who can twerk because that takes a lot of coordination. I think the Stormtrooper version did it best, though. I'm never gonna live that one down, aren't I? Arcona style is better. Next question. Can we use Shiba as a mascot? Shiba, do you want to be used as a mascot? I have no problem with this. However, all must pay homage to the great Shiba. You and you must all bow and swear fealty. Rah. Can you see Arcona Invicta? Can you see Arcona Invicta? Arcona Invicta! Woo! Also, I only just saw the comment now. My phone is not like, this is beautiful. This is art. This is craftsmanship. Get your fucking second-rate phone out of my face, legs. So pretty. Okay, Eska's walking home, but that's going to be a while. And of course, what would you prefer? Being Grandmaster or dating Karen Gillian? Karen Gillian. Huh. Oh, you just inserted cute redhead. There's really. Oh, her. Is that the girl from Doctor Who? Because I don't watch Doctor Who. But holy shit, she's hot. Anyway, yeah, no. I would be dating her forever in a heartbeat over Grandmaster. Sorry. Love you guys, but no. Not worth it. Addie, what do you're not allowed to ask that question, Addie. Addie just asked there is no spoon. Of course there is no spoon, because we're living in a fabricated world created by the machines to keep our minds in control. It's a pretty obvious basic thing, but you'd have to see the freaking movie to understand it. So I'm actually mad now that you asked that question, because that means you don't understand the context of it. You know nothing, Addie Snow. Scar asks, would you rather be a demon slayer or a dragon slayer? I don't know. I guess demon slayer is more fun, because that's really just like hack slash. I think a dragon seems like a lot of work, like to find the right area, find like where the scales are weak, climb on its back. Now, it depends on what types of dragons, too, on which era of dragons. Like, if it's like Daenerys' dragons, those are little bitches. If we're talking Smog, that's a different story. If we're talking, the dragons in Skyrim, they're also little bitches. But if you want to talk about, like, Dragon Age, those are baller. But I still don't want to be fighting a dragon in any type of way. So I think demons seems easier. What we've learned from video games, get a giant sword. Get white hair, get 2 pistols, and you can go slay demons, like Dante. Yeah, demons. Just a small-town girl, living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train, going anywhere. Street lights, people. Living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. You don't like Journey? No? No Journey for you? Anyway, dear Consul, Ken has promo now, K thanks. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't give out promotions because you asked. So, on a real note, if you have questions, are curious about promotions, ranks, the medal system in the DB, don't be afraid to ask me, Legs, anyone on the summit. We're here to help make sense of some of the more crazy things that don't make sense here. But, that's what we're here for. Let us know, and just know, always remember to be patient, because the summit works for you, but we're not paid. We're volunteers, and yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and stuff. Eska asked one other question. Can I have Addie's promotion instead just because we like to see her whine? I do love seeing her whine. So, yeah, we'll roll it into yours when we work on that one. That's all I got. Anyway, till next time, guys. Hopefully this was enlightening of some sort. How do I end it? That's the question. I don't know how this stops.